1. German Tiger Road GT Road, a developmental lifeline for indigenous Kukis. The German Tiger Road, also known as GT Road, is not just another highway project. It represents the collective aspiration of the indigenous Kuki people for safety, stability, and development. Following the ethnic violence that began on May 3, 2023, Kukis have been forcibly displaced from the Imphal Valley, with no intention or safety guarantee for return. GT Road is a Kuki-led infrastructure initiative meant to connect Kuki-inhabited hill districts like Churachandpur, Kanpokpi, Tinnopal, and Perzal without entering Meitei-dominated areas. It offers an alternative and safe national highway route essential for transportation, healthcare, commerce, and emergency response. It is not an act of aggression. It is an assertion of survival. Formation of Fncc in 2025 and its protest against GT Road. Formation and timeline. The Foothill Naga Coordination Committee, or Fncc, was formed in mid-2025, coinciding directly with the pace of GT Road construction. This timing raises serious questions about intent and coordination. 1. Fncc emerged rapidly after local Kuki councils announced construction of the GT Road. 2. Its formation was not preceded by long-standing grievances, but surfaced as a reactive measure. 3. The Fncc protests include road blockades and inflammatory statements, opposing both the road's construction and its name. Fncc's rationale. The Fncc claims that the GT Road encroaches upon Naga ancestral lands. The presence of Kuki refugees and So camps threatens their territorial integrity. The naming of the road as German Tiger Road is provocative. However, these arguments are being increasingly viewed as a strategic response meant to obstruct Kuki-led progress. Is Fncc being used to target minority Kukis? Allegations and observations. Fncc was formed only after the Kukis began asserting their autonomy through peaceful development. Its immediate action was to block a road intended only for the Kuki Hill areas, not Naga zones. The protests have paralleled calls from other valley-based actors who have opposed any form of Kuki self-determination. Counterpoints. GT Road lies entirely within Kuki jurisdictions. It does not cross into core Naga or Meitei areas. The protest seems less about territorial issues and more about opposing Kuki empowerment. There is a growing belief that Fncc may be part of a broader effort to politically contain Kuki aspirations for survival and self-reliance. 4. GT Road is not an aggression, but a matter of survival. The indigenous Kuki people have been displaced, denied access to Imphal, and have had their homes, churches, and communities razed. Under such conditions, how can they rely on the valley-based infrastructure? GT Road is a peaceful response to a violent crisis. It creates a development corridor among tribal populations who have otherwise been cut off from state services. This is not about conflict. This is about a community building its future amid silence, discrimination, and blockades. Blocking GT Road is anti-democratic and violates human rights. Any attempt to prevent the construction of GT Road must be seen for what it is: a direct assault on the democratic rights of a marginalized minority. Every community has a constitutional right to build infrastructure on its own land. Blocking that right is not protest, it is repression. The coordinated opposition to GT Road by Fncc must be treated as a violation of basic human rights, particularly the right to mobility, development, and safety. 6. Call for governmental action and inquiry. The Government of India must act urgently and decisively. Investigate Fncc. A full probe must be launched to uncover who is funding and directing the Fncc's protest campaign. Determine whether FNCC is a grassroots organization or a political instrument designed to undermine tribal development, uphold legal and constitutional rights. GT Road is being built on constitutionally protected Kuki territory. The right to development cannot be overridden by political noise. Arbitrary blockades must be addressed under law and dismantled to restore access for hill communities. Promote democratic engagement. Development infrastructure must not become a hostage of one community's fear or resentment. The state must actively mediate dialogue between FNCC and Kuki leadership, but not allow delay or cancellation of projects vital to displaced populations. 7. Summary principles. GT Road is a legitimate Kuki-led development project located within Kuki jurisdictions. It avoids Métis-dominated areas intentionally to reduce friction. FNCC was suddenly formed in 2025 as a direct response to the rise of GT Road and the rehabilitation of Kuki populations in hill regions. Though there is no official evidence of external political manipulation, the pattern of FNCC activities strongly suggests a coordinated effort to suppress Kuki autonomy and survival. Blocking the GT Road is a direct attack on the development and democratic rights of a vulnerable ethnic group. The Indian government must urgently investigate both the origins and actions of FNCC and the broader silence and inaction on the Manipur crisis since May 3, 2023. Any development in tribal territories must be done with inclusive planning, recognition of local land authority, and protection of community rights. Conclusion. GT Road stands as a lifeline for the indigenous Kukis. It is not a weapon, it is a bridge to a safer future. No community should be forced to rely on a valley that has persecuted them. No people should be denied the basic right to build their road to recovery. When FNCC attempts to block this road, it is not defending land, it is attacking hope. It is a form of silent suppression masked in rhetoric. India must rise to protect all its citizens. The law must defend the marginalized, and infrastructure must never be weaponized against survival. Democracy is not about one group deciding for another. It is about coexistence, dialogue, and development. The road ahead must be built, not broken. Disclaimer from Zalingam Media. This report is published by Zalingam Media. The contents are based on verified open-source inputs, community testimony, and news developments as of July 2025. Zalingam Media stands for the democratic rights of all indigenous communities and condemns any effort to suppress or distort their narratives. We urge the Government of India, international human rights bodies, and all right-thinking citizens to uphold justice, truth, and peaceful coexistence in the region. Subscribe to Zalingam Media on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for continuous updates and truth-based reporting on Northeast India.